I see so many homeschool moms on a fruitless quest for the mythical one thing. The one thing that will teach their child every math skill they need to know without leaving any gaps. The one thing that will teach their child to read so that the mom doesn't have to spend all this brain power and money pulling together different resources. I get so many questions about whether such and such curriculum or resource is enough, whether it covers this skill and that one, whether it requires supplementation from something else. And this is all due to this mythical quest for the one thing. So I want to address this myth in this video. Hi, I am Rachel. I am a second-generation homeschooler who loves making nerdy homeschool videos here on YouTube, and I want to say this very bluntly. The one thing does not exist. Whatever the one thing is that you are currently searching for, I can nearly guarantee that it does not exist. Isn't that kind of a relief to know? Because there is no one thing that will result in a thorough, solid, and joy-filled educational experience for our kids. That is simply not how educating a child works. I get so many questions. What program did you use to teach your child to read? What program did you use to teach math to your child? And I know what answer that people want to hear, and the easy, simple answer. They want to hear, oh, I used All About Reading. Oh, I used Math with Confidence. And that's true, I did. But the real, full truth answer is not one that people want to hear. Yes, I have used All About Reading levels 1 and 2 as the core of our phonics instruction. But that is far from the only thing that played a role in my son's learning to read journey. We pulled dozens of early readers off of the shelf and we read them. We did spelling work using Spelling UC and other resources. We did Explode the Code for word work practice. I have read him hundreds, if not thousands of books myself since his birth, using pro-literacy practices like pointing to words, following my own finger along the page as I read to him, asking comprehension questions, and building book and literature awareness. There was no one thing that taught my child to read. Learning to read happened from months of practice, using a variety of resources and rhythms of repetition. But people don't want to hear that answer. They just want one simple answer. And the reality is it's not that simple. When your goal is to teach complex skills, one thing is most likely not the answer. And I wanted to say this not as a discouragement, but as an encouragement. Because when we understand that there likely isn't one thing that will be the summation of everything our child needs to succeed in a particular skill, then we can drop the burden of this fruitless pursuit of a myth. We can stop feeling frustration and failure when we find ourselves combining things or adding in extra resources, when we realize this isn't failure, this isn't me picking the wrong one thing, this is just how education works. Now, this principle applies in basically every subject area. We should not endlessly search for the one history curriculum that will give our children everything we want them to get out of history study. It doesn't exist. If I want my children to grow up bilingual and to speak Spanish, I shouldn't be looking for the one Spanish curriculum that will give them all of the epic Spanish skills that they need in their life. That's not the answer. These skills are built through variety, through surrounding our children with a variety of approaches and a variety of ways that they can see the skill and the knowledge coming to life. When we really take the time to observe our children's learning journeys, we will start to appreciate the way that different things come together and overlap and form connections and build skill. And we as parents will finally be able to drop the burden of feeling like we need to find that one thing that will give our children all that they need to know. I hope that this brought you some encouragement today, that if you are in the midst of the quest for the one thing that you need to make the next homeschool year awesome, let it go. Find the combination that works for you. Keep chipping away at those skills and at the beautiful education you are seeking to offer your children. You'll get there in the end, but it probably won't be through just one thing.